right, so our little friend here, I've had him tied to the hot walker here, and it's probably been at least 3-4 hours, and he's done real good. He stood here very calm, and had his mother right here beside him, and I just walk up and touch him. I didn't turn the walker on. We'll do that maybe tomorrow. But this has not been a traumatic event for him. He stood here quiet. You know, he's kind of scuffed around a little bit, but you know what? He did real good, and our plan is working out. So now I'm gonna put him back in his stall with his mommy for the night, and tomorrow we'll start out, we'll go in a round pen, and we're gonna work on some other things. So what we're gonna do next with our little friend here is we're gonna do somebody a big favor someday. We're gonna get him to where he'll take the dewormer gladly, and we're gonna get him used to having things in his mouth, because one day he's gonna have a bit in his mouth. So I think right now is a good opportunity for us to work on that. And so what I'm gonna do is I got a little paste warmer here, about a half a tube, and then I've got a little bottle of molasses. It's in a sriracha bottle, so it's not hot sauce, it's molasses. And what I like to do is just take a little bit of that molasses and put it on the end of that tube like that. And I'm gonna let him smell it. Okay. So then I'm gonna stick it in his mouth. So you get a lot of horses sometimes that they see the dewormer coming and they know it's war because they're used to people fighting with them. Not my horses. So, you know, a couple drops of molasses aren't gonna hurt anything. And what I don't want to do is to go in there and just squirt all that chemical in there and make it, you know, undesirable for him. Because, you know, you watch here, when we get done here, he's gonna be my friend. He likes this. So see how to have a foreign object in his mouth, he's a little worried about that. So I'll tell you a little story while I'm doing this. Is we went to a event the other day that was a Colt starting event, and the person that was competing in that, one of them, had a nice little 2-year-old. And the first thing they did is they just took that snaffle bit and stuck it right in that little horse's mouth. And the whole time they were working with that Colt, it was doing like this with the bit. It didn't know what to do with its tongue. And it was just very disturbed about having something in its mouth. Well, you know what? I don't think that's right. I think what we need to do is take a little bit of time like this to make that look like a bit, you know, feel like a bit, and get that in its mouth to where it's not gonna resent something in its mouth. And you watch and see if you do that right. Now, sometimes I take my rope and I put it in their mouth. Well, I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't wanna get molasses all over my rope, okay? But you can do that and just put the rope in their mouth and let them tongue it. Let them feel something in their mouth, okay? Just like that. And then when you do the dewormer, I like to bring it down the side of their face, come down the side like this and go right in the corner of their mouth. Get it back in there as far as you can and squeeze it, okay? So watch. I'm gonna... See, Mother smells that molasses over here. She wants to get in on the action, huh? Okay. See, look, he's looking for it now, see? See him coming to look for it? So now I'm just gonna put the wormer back in there like that. Look how nice that was for a 4-month-old baby, okay? So, when I say you gotta start at the beginning, not the end, this is kind of where it all starts. You know, every 90 days, the rest of his life, he's going to get one of these things. And it sure would be nice for him to come looking for it. See there? Give me a little more molasses, Nikki. So, when people come here for horsemanship education, I tell them, I'm not going to teach you how to ride. That's easy. But what I'm going to do is teach you how to think, and I'm going to teach you how to communicate with an animal. That's the hard part. So everybody thinks that, you know, when you take riding lesson, you're going to zoom around in a circle on a horse's back. But there's things like this to learn how to think, how to teach him how to think, but also how to communicate. And do it in a way where nobody's getting upset and bothered by it, okay? So that's how I recommend you initiate a young horse to a dewormer, and also initiate a little horse like this to the day will come to put a bit in its mouth. And that's how I recommend you do it. I'm Ted at Windy Hill Farm, handyhorseman.com. Check out my website, windyhillfarm.net. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to call me or email me, and I'll do what I can to help. I sure hope these videos are helpful. Thank you.